great bull. That's what Western big game's all about.
We're boned out and loaded up.
Take your kids hunting.
Dropped him right in his tracks.
Outdoorsman's Gear for the Western Hunter presents Hunt Forever West, dedicated to fair chase, Western big game.
Look at that thing. Look at this. We've got it all to ourselves. Well, that's what we came for, huh? He just tipped him over up there.
Oh my God.
Strap on your boots, come on. Brought to you by MonsterMuleys.com, Elk Hunter Magazine, Weaver Custom Rifles, Wilderness Athlete, Western Hunter Magazine, and presented by Outdoorsman's. Our first stop of the morning yielded one porcupine and a few antelope off in the distance and 0 deer. We then decided to hike up on a bluff to get a better view of the creek bottom. Silver thing?
Yeah, I just saw him.
You can see them? How many?
Hey.
Hey, what? What do we got?
Well, we've got
Camera.
we've got a mule deer buck. He's a pretty good 4-point down.
Mule deer buck.
Whitetail.
Whitetail.
Well, there are a couple of muleys over there.
There are. We're up on this big vantage point. We can see mule deer, pronghorn, and whitetails all from the same spot. Using little Western tactics out here, getting up on this bluff. How many does are there?
There was a doe and 2 fawns, and then over with the muleys. I haven't been looking at too much, so I don't know.
And then another doe. So we know there's at least 4 doe whitetail and this 4-point whitetail buck. We're gonna sneak down this draw, get in there,
Hopefully kill a whitetail.
shoot your first whitetail, shoot your first deer.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's go. Hart said he'd rather help Kens than film, so we switch off and I take the video as we drop out of sight and stalk down the draw.
It's just up past this silver tank. So we're gonna go around this hill and we're gonna try and get on top of him. He's about 200 yards now.
Why are you whispering?
Because he's right over there.
We got her trained good.
We knew we were within 300 yards of the last place we saw the buck, so Hart and Kens sneak over the roll of the hill to look in the creek bottom. It's a good sign when they're milling about just underneath us.
She's pretty good on this kick.
One thing I can assure you is all proteins are not created equal. Protein Plus from Wilderness Athlete is the highest quality protein available on the market. We use what's called complementary proteins, a combination of multiple sources so that the amino acid profile is as close to perfect as you can possibly get. This comes in vanilla and chocolate. The research out there indicates that an active person should have about 1 gram of protein in their diet per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, obviously 200 grams of protein, and you can really only maximize and utilize about 25 to 30 grams at any given time. If you're not active, about 0.5, a half a gram to 0.75 per pound of body weight. An amazing product that you're going to want to utilize to help support and maintain lean muscle mass.
Hart and I switched places again so I can help Ken's on the Weaver rifle.
Get a good sight picture on that doe.
This buck stopped several times, but always had his vitals covered, never giving her a good shot. They didn't know we were in pursuit as they slowly headed up the creek to a sparse bedding area. We backed out and followed. When I peeked over the next ridge, I was able to glass this buck in his bed. Ken's got in a good shooting position and prepared for her first shot ever on a deer. After he stopped, we changed positions and found a shooting lane into his vitals. Thankfully, the camera also found a lane to film through.
Dead deer. Dead deer. Zoom out, Hart. Dead deer. Good job, baby doll. Good job. What?
I want to go see him.
You want to go see him? We're glad they're kind of ruddy. He was bedded and...
I think I was just nervous.
She could have been. She could have flinched a little bit, but she calmed down when he stood up and she had a good shot. Those other shots laying down. Good job. Have I ever told you you shoot like your mother?
Like I said, I've got more genes than I do yours.
More mom's genes than mine. It's windy. Let's go look at that deer. Hunt Forever West. Come on. Oh yeah. Huh?
Oh, what?
That pretty basket 4. What do you think, McKenzie dear?
I think that it was a great hunt, and it still will be one when we kill yours and Hart's deer.
We'll find a couple more deer. Now she really wanted to shoot a mule deer this year, obviously living in Wyoming and mule deer country. But with school and volleyball and everything, we just couldn't.
Basketball and
plays and yeah.
So on and so forth.
Church activities, we couldn't make it happen. So I gave her an excused absence for 2 days from school. I sent a note and said she's going to the funeral of a dear friend, D-E-E-R. And we found this buck, made a great stalk. It was cool to watch him. You know, we glassed him well over a mile away. Come down here. She, what do you think happened on the first couple shots?
I think I was flinching and I didn't really know what to do with an animal sitting down. I've always shot at animals when they're standing up. So I guess it was just a new thing.
It was, and we'd practiced, and she said, Dad, I think I was closing my eyes when I was pulling the trigger. She wasn't flinching, but she was closing her eyes. And we've been to the range and we've practiced, and she's real comfortable. But, you know, first time, I told her the first deer I shot at was a little dinky forkhorn. I missed him 4 times, 75 yards broadside, and then he started running and I drilled him. But I was 12 and she's 12, she's killed a great pronghorn, she's killed a beautiful basket 4-point whitetail. Hunt Forever West. Take your kids hunting, get them involved. This is awesome. Don't go anywhere.
I didn't film her last hunt of the year when she harvested a cow elk. Not too shabby for her first hunting season. All do it yourself. Hunt Forever West is presented by Crumholes Productions. Drop us a line at www.huntforeverwest.com. Hunt Forever West. Good country, good critters, and good friends.